New on Curiosity Stream. Can we prevent cancer? Explore how our diets, lifestyle, environments, and even technology can possibly prevent this deadly disease on how not to get cancer. And the Boston Marathon. From glory to tragedy to rebirth, the long-distance race by which all others are measured. Narrated by Matt Damon, it's the trailblazing documentary Boston. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Next Tuesday, Live Day is back. That's right, man. Our show, The Men's Room, completely live next Tuesday. And we're doing it special this year. Back in the studio, back to our roots. Everything is live. Commercials, music, everything is not pre-recorded. It's all live, baby. All the sound effects.
It's going to have a little bit of a different vibe. I mean, because of what's going on in this world. Yeah, we're in the studio. All of the bands, it's going to be done more of an unplugged acoustic vibe, which will be really cool. And they're going to be in their own studios. So we're going to be bouncing around from different locations via satellite.
Yeah, 2020. Hey, what else could possibly go wrong? Listen to Live Day on The Rock and stream it live at KISW.com and Facebook Live. Here's the cool thing. We are doing the halftime shows. It's a halftime Zoom room. That's become a real popular feature, too, with Live Day, where you get to hang out with us, hang out with the men's room. We have a limited amount of spaces available for this, though. So if you want to be part of that live podcast audience for KISW's Live Day halftime Zoom room, then get your tickets now, because it's your opportunity to ask any questions you want. It's all unfiltered. It's going to be great. And part of the ticket proceeds, this is the great thing, go to a good cause. And you know it's one we love. Coats for Kids with the Washington State Council of Firefighters and Operation Warm. So only 50 spots available for each show. So you want to be part of that Zoom room halftime thing. Well, get it done. It is Live Day next Tuesday, presented by the Advocates. All the info at KISW.com.
Let's play B-Mix. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to B-Mix, but it's Wednesday, so maybe we could whack Steve instead.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right. Woo! Whack it.
Yeah, maybe Steve will be Mr. Wacky, or maybe our contestant will be Mr. Wacky.
Someone should be doing some whacking.
Exactly. We got Jeff in Puyallup. Jeff, are you there?
Hold on.
I am. I'm here. Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Jeff will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jeff, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. You ready?
Yeah, a lot less pressure when you're playing for nothing. I'm ready.
Reggie Jackson was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in what early 90s year?
91, 92.
No.
90.
No. In what U.S. state was Breaking Bad set?
Oh, boy. Wisconsin?
No. What the?
New York?
No.
I don't know. Texas?
Yeah, I know you don't know. No. What species of whale is known for singing long, complex songs?
The blue whale.
No.
Gray whale.
No.
You've asked this before. Dang it. Sperm whale.
No. How many rings does the Audi logo have?
4.
Yes. What do you call a fear of spiders?
Arachnophobia?
Yes. The first Trader Joe's opened in what U.S. state?
California.
Yes. From which country did the United States purchase Alaska?
Russia.
Yes. What is the point value of the letter K in Scrabble?
5. Go.
Yes. Ray Parker Jr. had a popular song that was the theme of which 80s movie?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct.
Not a bad game.
No, started really bad and then got a lot better.
Yeah, he's going to get the Breaking Bad right, of course.
I've never watched it. I'm that one guy.
You got to do what Steve does. Watch the last one, and then you can watch the rest. And that'll work out for you.
Yeah, sure. Probably not. It is a good show, though. I mean, if Jeff, if you're ever looking for a TV show to watch, that one's a good one.
Steve?
I'm sure Yep.
You're talking about Golden Girls?
Yes, which is also on Hulu, which is also another show that I'm binging. Wonderful.
You are going into all nostalgia all the time, buddy.
I got to, man.
I don't blame you.
Steve, are you ready? Yes. Reggie Jackson was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in what early 90s year?
Ooh, 1993.
Yes. In what U.S. state was Breaking Bad set?
Oh, in Dannystown, New Mexico.
Yes. What species of whale is known for singing long, complex songs?
Sperm whale.
No.
Oh. Sinatra whale.
No.
I don't know. The humpback whale?
Yes.
The Star Trek whale, yes.
How many rings does the Audi logo have?
4.
Yes. What do you call a fear of spiders?
My wife.
No.
Oh. My wife. Arachnophobia.
Yes. The first Trader Joe's opened in what U.S. state?
Oregon.
No.
Washington.
No.
California.
Yes. From which country did the U.S. purchase Alaska?
Russia.
Yes. What is the point value of the letter K in Scrabble?
5.
Yes.
Whoa.
Ray Parker Jr. had a popular song that was the theme of which 80s movie?
Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Which former Daily Show correspondent starred in The Office?
Steve Carell.
Yes, and Steve, you get a perfect 10, and you win.
That's right.
Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, it didn't matter, Jeff. Sorry, buddy.
Man.
No recount
Nice work.
Yes, a decisive victory. Steve got the whack.
I keep forgetting Steve Carell was on The Daily Show.
He was great on it, too.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about that.
Perfect.
And they say that.
So talk about getting old.
Huh.
Because, I mean, that was before The Office, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Wasn't that like
man.
how we first learned about Steve Carell?
That's how I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's a beating. Seriously.
Because
when
it's a long time ago?
Yes. I mean, so that had to be what, at least 15 years ago?
I don't know when The Office started. So
Well, I'm talking
I don't
about
even
Daily
know-
Show.
Well,
with
and
him.
I know, and I don't even know when like
Yeah.
even Jon Stewart left the Daily Show.
Oh, I think Jon Stewart's been gone for at least 5 years.
Well, yeah, I would like to.
And he's got a new show coming out.
Yeah, I heard he's going to do something. I think with like Apple Plus.
Yeah.
like it's just going to be like him talking about one thing and railing on it for a little bit.
Right, it's called The Weekly Show, I believe. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what it's called.
It might as well be.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Are you searching for that, Vicky, or are you doing something else?
I'm looking.
Oh, okay, good.
They're
He was a
looking-
writer for the Daily Show as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that makes sense why he would be a correspondent then.
That Carell kid's talented, I tell you.
So talented.
Yeah. Well, we don't know when The Office started. Did The Office start at least 15 years ago?
2005.
Oh, there we go. 15
Stephen
years ago.
Colbert, he was part of it from 97 to 2005.
97
Yep.
to 2005 when The Office started. That's a long 97. That's the 90s, and that's when. Gosh, that's a long time ago. I mean, now I know why. Look, I hate to say it because everybody gets old, but when I saw Steve Carell being talked to by John Krasinski on Some Good News, Steve had really, really gray hair, and I'm just not used to seeing him that way. And it's like, makes sense. It's been a while.
He definitely upgraded in looks wise. Somehow the gray just made him that much more sexier.
The
When he,
Silver Fox.
yeah, because if you think of him in like 40-year-old version, you're like, okay, it's the dude. Now it's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, that really sucks that happens to some people. That when they get old, they somehow get more attractive.
Hey, still holding out hope, EJ.
And then there's the rest of us. There's no hope. There's none whatsoever.
It's interesting that he was a part of the Daily Show before Jon Stewart, because he was there when it was Craig Kilborn.
Oh, that's right.
Oh wow, I forgot about Craig Kilborn.
Yeah.
So he even said, do you guys remember when Craig Kilborn had the Daily Show?
Yeah.
All he had on there were hot chicks that were dumb. He used the show to get laid exclusively. He was a smart guy. I did not know that.
Is that really what Craig Kilborn did that for?
I don't know, but I like that idea.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, these are all rumors. They can't be substantiated, but what the heck? It sounds good.
It's on the internet. It's true.
It's got to be true. So, Steve, you talk about this a lot, and it's when it comes to music, about getting goosebumps and chills traveling down your spine when, parts of your favorite song happen.
Happens a lot when I listen to Pearl Jam. That's for sure. There's always moments, but I think the one that always gets me is just there's a breakdown in 3 Days by Jane's Addiction that even just thinking about it, I'm like, oh, it's like when you hear a powerful line or for me, it's like when you get lost in like the guitar solo. That's always a good moment where you're like, oh man, that guy's feeling it. Aaron Jones right now, I think he has moments in some of his songs in that the Take Me Away song, great local artist. But at the end of the song, it's like the backing vocals are saying "Don't give up," and he's saying "I give up," and I'm just getting goosebumps thinking about it. It's just like it's just like this weird play between him and the other singers on the song, and it's so well done. And shout out to Aaron, just got some love from Joe Rogan, and so all of a sudden people are losing their minds about him.
Wow, nice!
Like he's like doubled his numbers in like social media followers as soon as Joe Rogan gave him the rub, and all of a sudden people are exposed to his music that never even heard of him before.
That's how powerful Joe Rogan is, man.
Yeah, he went off on how awesome Aaron Jones is. Like someone introduced him to Aaron, and he's like, this guy's incredible.
That's an endorsement you can't beat.
No.
Turns out, Steve, you are like a lot of people, man. Half of us do get chills when listening to music. Science, Steve, is behind you on this one.
I don't buy that.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so researchers successfully observed the phenomenon known as musical chills by using an EEG test. And what the scientists did is they recruited folks, and they said, okay, I want to talk to everybody who's got musical chills. Does it happen? And they hooked them up to electrodes as these folks were listening to their favorite songs. And they were able to accurately predict the musical moments that would induce chills. But the folks listening also experienced chills during unexpected moments. So how about this? It's a thing. It definitely is a thing, not just with you.
Well, I didn't think it was just me, but a few people texted saying I also get goosebumps too. Do you not get goosebumps at all when you listen to music?
Different parts stuff, yeah. Also, music, also play. I get them during plays. Yeah, I know.
What plays are you going
live
to?
performances. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of plays lately.
Okay,
obviously.
I was going to say, when's the that's very true.
My wife and I love to go to plays. I mean, we used to do it a lot when she lived here. I mean, I don't do it as much without her because it was a thing that we did together. Live performances are so great. Live musicals are really, watching a live musical, a musical on TV just seems boring to me. But seeing those folks do it live, I get chills because they're acting, they're singing. I mean, because I love to perform. I always wanted to be an actor. So I think that's why that gives me chills. And a lot of times it is during the musical segments.
It's powerful,
yeah.
And also there's that fear of the unknown because it's like everything's done live, so you don't know. They're on there's no safety net during a live performance in front of that many people.
Yeah, so
I'm sure Danny gets goosebumps. I got to imagine.
Oh yeah, especially not necessarily with albums anymore because I listen to the same songs over and over again a lot of the time. But seeing especially live music, if you're at a concert and they start playing your favorite song, like I get goosebumps. I almost tear up sometimes depending on what song it is, and it's just like one of those like. I just love that feeling so much.
I remember I bring up that band, the Glorious Sons, a lot. They have a song called Kill the Lights where they have a guitar solo. And it's not even a song on any of their records. It's an unreleased or a released single, but never made it onto any of their records. And it's one of my favorite songs by them. And at the end, the guitarist goes balls out on the guitar solo, just loses his mind. And every time I see it live, it's just like, whoa, you're just taking us into a different stratosphere. Like, it's just, he's that good.
Yeah.
And it's one of those moments where I feel like everybody in the room is getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
Well, Rev, does Orgy give you goosebumps?
You mean the band?
No.
Yes, in that case.
I hope you mean the band, because I don't want to hear about his other Orgy goosebumps.
I just like giving Rev a hard time about Orgy all the time.
I know, but you say that, but yes, there are some songs from Orgy, especially their second album, that I just absolutely adore. But for a band that people might actually know and respect, even Typo Negative, some of their songs, they're so gothy, but there's a couple of love songs that just, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about them, and it's just sometimes you got that mood, and you just want that mood to fill you up with that music sort of stuff.
Well, it's a trigger effect.
Someone said Glenn Cannon, our friend that helps us out with Live Day.
Who's that guy?
He's in Glenn Cannon and the Damage Done. Also plays with me and Bruiser Brody, but he has a song called The Void on his last Glenn Cannon and the Damage Done record, which is a great song. This person says, whenever I hear it, I get goosebumps and I get choked up half of the time I listen to it.
That's a great song.
Gimme Shelter, The Stones gets me every time, according to one texter. The hair on my arm stand up and Goosebumps from Craig.
Ooh, I think that's one of mine too. Because I think I saw it was a documentary on Netflix forever ago about all the people that almost became famous, like the backup singers. And the backup,
it's a great doc. Yeah,
I'm totally blanking on the name of it, but the story of the backup singer for that song, she's like, they came up to me like at 2 a.m. I had curlers in my hair. I was pregnant. I go to the studio for this band, I don't know this band, and she belted it out, and then they played it, just her vocals, and to this day I'll hear that song, same thing, chills every time. It is fantastic.
Which one gets me? You guys are giving me a hard time because I know, I'm probably the only person that likes Coldplay in this room or that listens to the station too. They had that song "Fix You,"
yes,
where it's like it just builds and builds. The drums keep building, and everything just kind of comes to a massive explosion musically at the end. And it's just right now I'm just even getting goosebumps thinking about it.
See that?
Thank you, Chris Martin.
Yeah. See?
I'm right there with you, buddy. Don't worry.
A few people saying "Simple Man" by Shinedown, their cover of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. It triggers something in our memory. So something good happened, apparently, when you first heard this song that somehow the scientists saying is every time it comes on, your brain goes, oh, man, and it just brings you back.
It's interesting because it's kind of an opposite for me. I'll get chills now for songs when I was going through a hard time and listening to these songs. And then I listen to them now. I'm like, oh, I'm in a better place now, but I still get chills remembering where I used to be.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's always interesting, too, is listening to them sing. For me, it's every time you hear Yellow Card's Ocean Avenue, and when they get to that last chorus and they're building, it's hard for me to even sing without getting my voice cracking or something like that. It's I just love being here so much, and I just want to cry.
All right.
That's pretty much Danny all the time, though.
Yeah. So it says Chester Bennington, and whenever he sings, that gives me goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
His voice. There's that great video of the guys in Lincoln Park. Right? It's just Mike Shinoda of Lincoln Park after Chester passed, and he's at some stadium show somewhere in another country. And he asked the crowd to sing along with him on a Lincoln Park song and do Chester's parts. I just watched that the other day. Someone reshared it, and it's emotional, man, because you can just tell, that crowd, they pan out to the crowd and everyone's crying, but singing at the top of their lungs, and you could see Mike up there just kind of feeling that moment and really enjoying the love that the fans are giving for his former bandmate. It's a really cool thing. If you could get your hands on that, it's out there on YouTube.
Well, we got people on TikTok that are sharing some unpleasant encounters with celebrities. And, man, some of these people we know, and that's not cool. Like Bill Murray. Everybody loves Bill Murray. Also, Leo DiCaprio, Bob Saget.
What?
All right. Well, you'll hear about these unpleasant encounters with celebrities at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, I'll tell you, man, TikTok is just bringing us so much joy.
Yes.
And there's a girl on TikTok that's going viral because she shared a story about an unpleasant encounter with our buddy Bob Saget.
Does anybody have any, wicked random celebrity beef? Bob Saget and me have been fighting since I was in 7th grade. We have never been on good terms with each other. We have always been in a fight. We've always been arguing. Me and Bob, always at each other's throats. He's blocked me on Instagram twice. He's unblocked me once. We just go back and forth, and for some reason, we just can't get along. So I was just wondering if there's anybody else that has this, really random celebrity, enemy.
Okay, at first I thought this was going to be they actually met each other and he was mean to her.
It sounds like she's just a giant pain in Bob's ass.
Yeah, I mean she's just basically a social media troll of the guy, and so he blocked her for she didn't say why,
but in her head, she can't be for real.
She is for real, and she's got to be. I mean, she thinks they have a relationship that's been, tumultuous.
Oh, Bob and I, we go back and forth all the time. No, you just probably keep bugging him, and he keeps blocking you.
Boy, is that delusion? See, this is where I become the old guy. This is where it's like you're a mess, girl.
I don't know if age has anything to do with this. I think if you're 15 and you hear this girl, you're like, no, I don't think Bob even knows you. I think you're just crazy.
Well, I feel good about that, Steve, because I agree. Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
Damn, Bob Saget, why won't he reply to me?
Let's ask the younger people in our fine show. I mean, is she out of her effing mind?
Yes.
She's annoying, yes.
Okay, she sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I feel better.
I'm ready to block her. I don't even know where she is on social media.
See, that sucks because we were surprised because Bob has been a great friend of the show and every interaction we've had with Bob Saget. But then again, we've actually met the guy. I mean, we've actually had a conversation with the guy. Whereas,
imagine if you're Bob Saget and this gets back to you, who is this person?
Yeah, who is this? And I'm so important. Look at me. I'm on a new social media thing, and people just think I'm amazing.
I do like the music she was playing in the background. It was cool.
All right. So she asked for people to share their unpleasant encounters with celebrities, and many people did. Now, let's just see if this is a real thing. This girl says that her brother and her, or she said her brother had an unpleasant encounter with Leo DiCaprio.
My brother pushed an A-list celebrity out of an elevator. Back during the Bush administration, my brother was on Colin Powell's security detail back when he was Secretary of State, and they were in Vegas for something. For security reasons, at the hotel they were staying at, they had a whole elevator reserved for Colin Powell to use. While they're all in the elevator waiting for the doors to close, some guy walks up and tries to get in. And my brother, who's a large man, gets up in front of him and goes, "I'm sorry, sir, this elevator is reserved for the Secretary of State." This guy looks at him and says, "I'm sorry, do you know who I am?" To which my brother looks down on him and goes, "Yes, I do, Mr. DiCaprio." And then yeeted him off the elevator.
Threw him off, BJ. Yeeted.
Yeah,
is that what yeeted
Yeah,
means?
it's yeet throw.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
It's a verb.
Okay, yeeted. Okay.
It's used in different ways and different forms, but
she could have
in
just
this situation.
Could have just said throwing him off the elevator.
Well, what if he actually said yeet as he threw him?
Yeah.
I hope.
She probably said, "I'm finna throw you off this elevator."
No, I don't like these people.
Well, this one, what is DiCaprio pulling the "Don't you know who I am" card?
Yeah, that's a bitch move, and her brother at least was doing his job. I mean, I don't have a problem with Mr. Yeater. I don't have a problem with that at all. I have a problem.
Yeater is his actual name.
Yeah,
yes.
I have a problem with his sister, and of course the original woman that started this TikTok.
You just hate her.
You know what? I'm mad at TikTok right now.
Oh, nice.
You know what? I want them to shut it down. What, are we supposed to shut it down because they're afraid that there's some sort of security thing going on or whatever? I want that to happen.
They can't shut it down now. I'm paying attention to it now.
Oh, no. All right, now here's a guy saying he had an unpleasant encounter with Bill Murray.
Yes, with Bill Murray. Bill, I have some words for you. A couple years back, I was dating this girl named Alyssa. You were doing a promo shoot with her company, and you tried to pick her up in the elevator. You remember what line you used? Hey, you like old men with money? And she turned you down, God bless her soul. I don't know why. I wouldn't have.
Oh, that's a good line from him, at least.
Right?
Yeah.
So so we're learning is celebrities do weird things in elevators.
Yeah.
Hey, do you like old men with money? I bet that works.
It's a great line. It's Bill Murray. I would like the guy said, it would work with me.
Yeah, I like old guys with money.
Yeah, let's do this, Bill. Yeah,
let's do this, Bill.
Yeah. All right, I like that one. The other two, I'm not. Yeah.
If that's a true story, what's his success rate? You think Bill Murray pulling the "Hey, do you like old guys with money"? Out of 100 times, how many times do you think it would work for him?
Oh man, that's look. If it works 30% of the time, I would say 30% of the time.
Oh, I'm thinking it's more than that. Yeah. I'm going 60.
I was going to say 69.
There you go.
You know what? You guys should go on TikTok.
I find between 60 and 70%, leaning towards 70.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Thank you very much. You know what? The girl that started all this.
You are so annoyed.
I'm so annoyed by her.
So entertained by this right now.
I don't understand how she thought that that's actual beef between her and Bob Saget.
Yeah,
I like to see the record of their tweets with each other.
This is the first. She started a reasonable topic because people at least had stories. But she started this reasonable topic with not actually having anything relevant to the topic because she's never actually met Bob Saget. She's just a lovely individual on the internet.
Now I got to see what this girl is looking like. What's going on?
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Well, actually,
you're a fan of her because she's got red hair and pale white skin.
Yeah, she's cute. I'll give her that, but she's going to have to change her ways if she wants to be with this old man and who has no money. I wonder if that's a good pickup line. Hey, you're a fan of old man with no money? Then I'm your guy. All right, well, people on TikTok, they're sharing their unpleasant encounters with celebrities, except for that one girl. She really didn't have one. She's delusional. How about you? What is your unpleasant encounter with a celeb? Or just let us know about your pleasant one. How about we'll do that, too? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts after Pearl Jam on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. People on TikTok are sharing their unpleasant encounters with celebrities. How about you? What was your unpleasant encounter with a celeb? Or maybe you actually had a pleasant one. We'd like to hear that, too. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Zach and Puyallup, you are on The Rock.
Hi, how's it going?
Not too bad. Zach, what you got for us, buddy?
So about a couple years ago, I was out in Memphis, Tennessee, visiting my now current wife, and we were down on Bill Street walking by Jerry the King Lawler's restaurant, and there was a bum standing outside and told me that he was in there, and I went in there and got a picture with him and sat down with him for about 15 minutes and had a conversation with him and his family while they were eating dinner.
Dude, that's pretty badass.
At their own restaurant, that's cool.
And he's like royalty over there.
Yes,
I mean, he's the king.
He's very big royalty. He still goes and does events and stuff around the area.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's like, you would hope that if the dude is eating in his own restaurant, that he's going to be nice to people that come in that want to see him.
Get out of my restaurant. Leave me the F alone.
If it was a
Show
random...
me your puppies.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well,
that was his thing back in the wrestling days. He would talk about women's puppies.
Oh, really?
Well, back in the Attitude Era,
Yeah, you could say that.
It was a little more TNA based.
Yeah. Boy, you could say that back in those days. Boy, times have changed.
Yeah.
Can't ask to see anybody's puppies in any time, buddy.
Unless it's an actual puppy.
Yes. Yeah. Which reminds me of that great Letterkenny bit. I don't know if you've
I haven't seen it. So
it's so funny. But basically, it's this girl who's she's well gifted, but then the euphemisms are just all over the place. The whole scene is just ridiculous. It's got to be on the internet. I know it's.
Do they refer to her with rockets at any point?
That's the one. I don't think that's the one thing they didn't use.
I don't know if they use rockets or not.
No, they used.
Because I know they use hockey terms, so I thought maybe they would use that.
Yeah, they used but there is they did use the T word, but they used it to describe little puppies, maybe, and I don't know if that's what you call little babies or something in animal terms, but I was very surprised to see that as a euphemism for something else, but it was unbelievable. It was a great scene, and you probably can search it on the internet, just, the Letterkenny puppies scene or whatever, and you'll see it. and the woman did a great job, the actress. She was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What is your unpleasant encounter with a celeb? Or let us know about your pleasant one.
When I worked at Hot Topic when I was 16, they used to have it where this big hat wall. Like, there was just a bunch of hats, and it was just like they have to ask an employee to help you get the hat down. So this guy comes in, and I didn't recognize him at all, and he's just like, "Hey, can I check out that hat?" So I went and got the hook, and I pulled it down from the thing, but it fell off my hook, and it almost hit him in the head. But I jumped up and I grabbed it right before it hit him in the face. He's like, "Oh, that was awesome, dude. Thanks." So I gave it to him. He ended up buying the hat. Well, I'm ringing him up. My manager's standing behind me, and he's like, "You look really familiar." And he's like, "Oh yeah, have you ever seen the movie Orange County?" And we were like, "Yeah, one of my favorite movies." He's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm Colin Hanks." Oh. Tom Hanks' son.
Wow.
And so we were both freaking out. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Colin Hanks." He was in town shooting a movie. And so of course, I grabbed a piece of paper and I was like, "Can you please sign this for me?" And he's like, "Sure." So he writes, "Danny, Nice hat grab, Colin.
Oh, that's awesome. You still have that?
Yeah, it's at my mom's house somewhere.
Nice.
Buried. But yeah.
Somewhere buried? How do you not have that framed?
I should have it framed.
Did you give him what he wanted for free?
No.
Oh.
I made him pay.
All right, I guess, I mean, celebrities, it's hard to pay bills. I mean, you should have hooked him up with that stuff.
Probably should have.
Yeah, Danny, come on. It's not like his father's ever amounted to anything.
I know, right? But such a nice guy. I know, it was so cool meeting him.
I think for me, the unpleasant one that I always remember being like, what an awkward experience. And I really don't blame them because I kind of was invading their own space. But a radio station I worked at was the end, and they're like, hey, go down to Glen Sound Studios. Weezer's there, and they're recording demos for what was going to be their third record, the Green Album.
Oh.
And they're like, we know you're a big Weezer fan. You get to do an interview, blah, blah. I'm like, this is incredible. I'm going to get to go watch my favorite band perform in a recording studio working on some songs, and then also get to interview Rivers afterwards, which would be awesome. So I'm sitting in there, and it's just awkward because they don't want me there.
Yeah.
And I would say it was like maybe it was in my head until Brian, the guitarist, stopped his guitar performance and recording to ask the producer, who's that guy in the room with you? And it's me. And I'm just like, oh, how do I get out of here without looking like I felt like a giant douche.
Yeah, you hate that.
Now.
Right, and I don't blame him. Like me being there was screwing up his creative flow, and I mean that. I get that. So I'm sitting next to Rivers Cuomo, and I'm just like, "Hey, man, that's a cool guitar you have there," because he had an acoustic guitar.
Oh no!
I didn't know what else to say, but I'm like just trying to redeem myself. I'm like, at some point, I think I'm doing an interview, and he just looks at me. He goes, thanks, and then goes back to playing the guitar. Ooh. And I'm like, this is cool. I'm sitting next to Rivers, and he's playing guitar, but I could tell that he did not want me there.
And that's what's so sucky. It's just like the people that put you in those situations, the promo people.
Right. I mean, it's like they're not at fault. I feel like I wasn't at fault. It was just whoever was in the middle of it all pushed me into their world and clearly did not check with them or told them that it was going to be less intrusive than it was. And I was trying not to be noticed, but I'm not in Weezer, and I'm the only person not in Weezer in this studio, other than the producer.
Yeah, unless they specifically invited you, it's always going to be awkward and uncomfortable.
And I never did the interview. I left.
I don't blame you.
At that point, I was just like, I just got up and I was like, I got to go to the bathroom, and I just got out of the studio and left. I didn't even care. I was just like, this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
It's clear he doesn't want me here. They, not he, all of them. They all want me
And who
out.
does that? Who thinks that's the best time to interview a band when they're in the middle of recording and getting in their space and that's their own? I mean, who thinks that's all? Who makes that move?
They're just doing demos. Don't get me wrong. It was still cool to be able to witness them perform. Like, that was awesome. But
oh man, I would hate that. I've been put in that situation and I hate it because I've known, like, there's no way he's going to want me there. Oh no, you can go interview him. No, there's no way he's going to want me there. He's about to go on stage in 10 minutes. There is no way he's going to do an interview with me when he's trying to just get himself in the zone to go speak to 100,000 people or whatever, all the thousands of people that are out there. There's no way he wants me there. Oh no, he does. And of course he didn't. And the promo people, man, oh man, I've had,
when I found myself in a urinal next to Eric Estrada from Chips on 3 separate occasions when I lived in California.
What? Oh, that's interesting.
Twice at different restaurants and once at a monster truck show.
Wow.
I hope at the third time you looked at him and go, we meet again.
You can't say that.
Why not? I'll be your punch.
No. Oh, that's not good. Wow. Joey Dees is in studio. I'd like to hear who he had a celebrity encounter with, unless he's going to say me.
Joey Dees.
I've always been nice to you.
Every day I wake up.
That's true. No, my favorite celebrity run-in that I've had was actually with Ralphie May, and it was before I was working for the station.
The late, great Ralphie.
Oh, dude, I loved his stand-up, and you invited me to go on go watch his show one time, and I had no idea what to expect, except that we were going to go watch his comedy. Well, we get to go backstage before the show starts, and the next thing I know, it's like you're best friends with Ralphie. You guys are cracking jokes. He introduces himself to me. He's like, you guys are going to be front rest stage, right in the front row. We're going maybe halfway through his set, and Ralphie just wraps up a story, and he goes, I got to give a shout out to the radio people who are in the front row. And I'm sitting there and the light just like comes down on us. I'm like, what's going on? This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And he goes, so what do you guys want to hear me talk about? What jokes do you want to hear? And he goes, Joe, what joke do you want to hear? And I'm sitting there like a deer in the headlights. I want to hear the one about Jack in the Box. And he goes, ha ha. And dude, from that moment on, it was like the coolest celebrity run I've ever had.
just being able to pick something out to hear
That's
from
my
your favorite
biggest
comic?
fear going ever to. That's why I make it a point never to sit anywhere near the comic at a comedy show. I just do not want to deal with that moment. Like that would just, I would have so much anxiety, even if it's someone that we know. It's just like, put me in the back of the room.
Well, you guys were all there, and you turned and you just looked at me, and I'm like,
come on, Joe.
Am I supposed to say something now?
Let me tell you, that's a warm moment in my heart, which is why, man, I'll always have love for Ralphie, R.I.P. Ralphie. Because our relationship started off a little rocky because I was a miserable guy and Ralphie was late one time, and I was just so mad about it. But Ralphie, mea culpa, came in, a true professional, and then he did that for you because you were my kid at the time, and I know you love Ralphie. And
he still is your kid.
Oh, is he?
Still here? Yeah.
Well,
in case you were wondering.
He wasn't an employee, but you never know how celebrity meetings are going to go. So you bring your kid in and you go, I hope Ralphie's good to him, because it was Joey's favorite dude, and Ralphie was fantastic, like Joe said, and Ralphie was always fantastic. And man, miss him so much. He was a really good friend to the show. All right, here's a question for you: are people really missing their coworkers that they don't even like in the first place? Well, I'll tell you why. It's 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. I owe a lot of back taxes. Can bankruptcy help me?
Bankruptcy can discharge back taxes under certain circumstances. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable, like if you have taxes from an employee, if you ran a business and didn't pay employee taxes or sales taxes, those types of taxes cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. However, most people don't have those kind of taxes. Most people have just regular income taxes. If you owe income taxes and you filed your tax returns but just weren't able to pay the taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and you filed the tax returns, those types of taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy in most circumstances, especially through a Chapter 13 case.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, the Scream, has been stolen numerous times, and it's not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.